We're starting off high.
So we can get
I
a two fools agree on that one. Oh, by the way, look, we got the wide shot.
There was you had accountability. Now what I can
Now all you need is a podcast and a YouTube channel.
No, not even.
Where give me the money. Show me the money.
Apparently there's a Foolproof page.
Shoot the J. Shoot it. Live on Facebook.com/Foolproof Entertainment Network. I need you on Twitter. I need you to repost the Facebook pages.
To raise a human before I would
trust a human to raise back wolves.
Before I would trust a human to raise wolves.
Right. I hear you. Yo, what up, fools? Welcome to another edition of Do Fools Agree. As always, I'm your host, Michael Reggie, here with my main man, Clifford Jordan Jennings.
Hello.
Hello there.
Hello there.
Hello.
What's going on?
You know, it's been an interesting week. Had a couple of really good, or what I thought were really good interviews, so that was a good way to start. I am officially single again, according to the state of Ohio.
Oh, okay. Well, congrats on that.
Appreciate it. And then there
I was about
is...
to say, what are you? Triple? Are you triple now?
Triple, something like that, right? And one other big piece of news that I haven't shared with you or anybody else yet. The Foolproof Entertainment Network is now officially a part of Foolproof Enterprises, LLC.
Okay, then.
We are officially a registered business.
Okay, then.
So I will be, I'm going to see what I can do to put a little bit more behind it, but I'm also standing it up so that I can kind of take on some consulting gigs by myself rather than continuing to play this interview game. So we'll see.
I'm not mad at it.
Foolproof Enterprises, LLC has been born.
Well, shit. I'm glad to be a part of it.
Glad to have we'll get a business bank account going and we'll start looking at some things.
Let's make some moves in this bitch.
You know, let's get it going. I'm ready. I got to do something. So I couldn't sit on my ass anymore. Started looking at like small business loans, etc. today to see kind of what was available, what was out there, and I'm gonna try to put some plans together while I continue to interview. And even if I do land a gig somewhere, I want to start building this in the background into something legit. So that's what we're doing. Adulting. I'm trying. After 2.5 months of not adulting.
I'm a Toys R Us kid.
I mean,
we
I
already established that.
I don't want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid.
Listen.
From bikes to trains to video games.
We established that already.
What about you, man? How was your week?
That's a good question.
All right, well.
Over?
That's good.
Yeah.
You made it.
That's how my week was. Over. It's done. Although I still got work to do this weekend. So.
No bueno.
Not for the man, so I'm not worried about that.
All right. Well, then, yeah.
Yeah, just some, property work and shit.
Okay. So, good deal.
I got to get to that at some point. But, I mean, that's, me.
Yeah. No,
That's
I get it.
almost
Your own stuff.
right, therapeutic in a sense, you know?
I hear you. And that's what's
I get to
interesting.
cut my mind off and do shit as
Right.
opposed to thinking through something.
Right, and just be productive for the sake of
Mhm.
productivity. Nah, I get that. Nah, that's good stuff, man. Well, you
Yeah,
got
so,
any
yeah.
you got any inadvertent thoughts to get us going?
Yeah, I got two inadvertent thoughts actually.
All right, what you got?
Yeah, I don't know if they're relatives, but first, vegans are killing themselves.
Vegans are killing themselves?
Killing themselves.
Killing themselves.
I almost think since we in this era of categorization, you should categorize the vegan, right? Because
I mean, as long as we don't have to add another field to the job application, fine, categorize them. But if I have to now select what my diet is,
listen.
no, I don't have a disability. No, I'm not a veteran. Yes, I have a dick. No, I am,
Right.
or yes, I am white. Like, what else
Right.
do you want to know? Some
Right.
of them even ask your sexuality. I'm like, I don't want to talk about it.
Listen, and you think that mouth swab is a drug test till they pop up with a clone that's been working 9 to 5s for you and you ain't know it. And they ain't have to pay your motherfucking ass. Watch that.
No doubt.
Call it the Clone Wars slavery.
Begun the Clone Wars.
And we the new North. But yeah, vegans is killing themselves. And the only reason why I say that, right, is because they're just coming out with all of this processed food.
Yeah.
The Beyond Meat and the Beyond Burgers and the new vegan, just all the shit that I've had some of it, and I'm not gonna lie,
some
it's
of
not
it's
that
all right.
bad.
Yeah.
Right, it's not that bad, but I don't think that was the idea. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like motherfuckers are missing the idea.
Well,
like,
it depends, because I do know just as many people who are vegan for dietary reasons as they are vegan for beliefs or whatever. I mean, personally, like,
what's that mean?
For dietary reasons, mean they do it just because of a diet, not because they think animals should be treated as equals or whatever. Because I will tell you for certain, I'll kill a cow and eat it.
I mean, it's the circle
but
of life.
But the dietary thing I get. So
well, let me stop, because it's easy for me to take me down another tangent.
Right.
But I don't think the point was to make food for your satisfaction. You know what I mean? Like, if you were gonna be a true herbivore, then you eat from the land.
Right.
But to start processing shit together, like, you're going backwards at this point. And the only reason that I came to this conclusion, right, is because my stepdad had these like protein bars and shits at the house. One of them was a vegan protein cookie.
Okay.
And my mom, she's funny as hell. So he warned me about it. He was like, listen, I'm not gonna lie though, this messed my stomach up. Like, I was farting and on the toilet and everything. So my mom is like, listen, he's not lying. She said he was farting so much, I came up to bed and walked into the room and the temperature changed. I said, that is blowing something back. You know what I'm saying? You're blowing something back. Now listen, fast forward too. They give me the cookie. I eat it. I don't know if I changed the temperature or anything like that. But what I will say is I did get up to go use the bathroom like at night. And I walked back in the room and was like, damn, you've been blowing this motherfucker back. Like, damn, like I wasn't smelling it while I was in it. But when I walked out,
when you walked out and came back.
Listen, when I tell you the shit I had this morning.
But here's the flip side: that's a sign of good digestion, though.
Man, I don't know if it was good digest. It was like the shit I took this morning was like somebody trying to whistle with crackers in their mouth. Like it was just like a fucking machine gun. But like not like pellets, but you know what I mean?
I understand what you're saying.
I don't know what the fuck this did to me, right? Because when I ate today, I ate 2 times today. Both times got nauseous after.
Ooh.
And I'm thinking, like, could that be the cookie? Like, is that the cookie doing that to me? And I just came to the conclusion, like, a lot of this stuff, even though it says vegan, that doesn't necessarily mean that's good for you. Putting in your motherfucking body.
So it's interesting. So Chef Amanda Holyfield in the chat with there's a whole lot of science in the newest vegan products. Try and pronounce the ingredients in a Beyond Burger.
Oh, I bet.
I thought it was all like black beans and stuff. They add other stuff. No,
man, listen. I don't know.
North Star Cafe, where it's like a black bean kind of mashup thing, like that.
Yeah, no, that's different.
Right?
Yeah, that's. I'm not talking about that.
Yeah,
I'm talking about the motherfuckers that, like Miss Holyfield said.
Yeah,
you're in a fucking lab trying to cook up,
trying to make something that tastes like meat
to accommodate your vegan lifestyle, and it's like you're taking steps backwards, G.
Right.
That wasn't the point of this.
And then the Reach chimes in with some vegans do it because they object to mass production of animals just for.
No, I get that. No,
and that I get. That. I mean, yeah, I don't know.
So it's like they like, yeah, this may not be the best for me, but this is my cheap vegan meal,
right?
My vegan cheat meal. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. That just is wild. No, don't far be it for me to judge anyone else's lifestyle, because I'm sure I consume a lot of shit that I know is not good for me.
I mean, but you do talk about the castle pretty frequently.
I love me some castles, don't get me wrong, but I ain't been there in a minute. Them.
I mean, I hear you. I like the occasional Taco Bell. Like, I get it, man.
But when you eat castles, it's not like beans. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like a conductor of my gas. It's just when I do have it, you better clear the room off that White Castle's gas now. That shit is like cow shit. You know what I thought the other day? I guess this is inadvertent. You know how they say that the cows, gas from the cows alone fuck with the ozone layer?
Yep.
And I was thinking, why are we so primal with the shit that we still got the cows just farting outside? Why wouldn't you put them in a facility with like a vent in there?
But even then, it has to go somewhere. Unless we can bottle that shit and, you know, use it for fuel.
Listen, you might be able to, because they setting that shit on fire and shit. And I mean, I didn't know that they was doing. They may be like weapons. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how people try to say like octopi.
You ever seen one of those like air guns? Or those air slingshots
where they shoot the well, no, I'm not even saying that. Like, they try and say like the octopus and all them is aliens. Maybe the aliens put cows here just to tear shit up, and like motherfuckers don't even know it, because you should not have that much strength out of, you know, one upset stomach that you could just fuck up the ozone layer with enough energy.
Right.
That seems weird to me. You gotta check them cows. And it all, I mean, I guess let's wrap it back around to the vegan. What are we gonna do with them if we don't eat them?
Well, you stop mass producing them. That's the thing. Right now, you're breeding so many that almost
that
like
they're shitting us out of house and home.
Well, that and like the energy it takes to kind of maintain them, and I don't know. I would love to see like the.
That's because these motherfuckers is trying to grass feed them and give them massages and shit. That's why, because they're treating the cows better than they treating the people. Listen, I don't care if I had an expiration date and I knew I was gonna get my head chopped off and get filleted down to be sold at market. If my life is going to be gorgeous up until that day,
until that point, sounds like a good life.
You hear what I'm saying? What's my last meal, boss? Because I know I'm gonna make a good meal for somebody else. Let's go and get this done and head out to pasture.
Oh man.
You know?
I'm trying to think if who knows?
I don't know either.
I don't know if I had one because I was focused this week. There was a fair amount going on.
I got your back if you don't.
Why don't you hit another one then?
Okay. Ramen noodles.
All right. Love them.
I do too. I really do. I do. Especially
a lot of sodium, but I like them.
It is definitely a lot of sodium, but you know, you don't have to add that whole packet in there, and then you can add some other little shit in there too, is what I've been doing myself. But why are they so sticky?
Why do they stick?
You know what I'm saying? Like
they come that way, so you don't really. I mean, it depends on how much you break them up. But even if you break them up, they're still kind of clumped together.
Right? Like if you don't finish a bowl and just leave some at the bottom of your bowl, and it just so happens to dry,
solidifies back together. I feel like that's the sauce packet, though. Like,
you think that's the sauce packet?
Is it the noodles, or is it the fact the sauce kind of congeals it back together?
That's gonna have to be a 35-cent experiment, because I want to know if it's the new. Do I need the pack for it to make this adhesive, or?
But I guess that happens with spaghetti and other noodles too. Like they kind of congeal together.
You are right. So it got to be the noodles.
It's got to be the noodles. And what I usually do with that kind of stuff is you got to you
gotta wet it early and get it out the bowl quick. And,
it's that, and then if you're putting it in Tupperware or whatever, put it in there with some water, and that'll keep them separate too.
But usually Tupperware doesn't do the same thing because the moisture from it being airtight kind of keeps it from sticking to the bottom.
True.
It's the air, and all I was getting at with this invert is if we ever run out of resources, right, and there's no more concrete left in the world, I'm sure you can
put some ramen on it.
Boil a pack of noodles and just smack it right there and set it between two bricks. You know what I'm saying? Set it between your two bricks and let it dry, and I guarantee you that house, it ain't no huff or no puff in to blow that house down. You hear what I'm saying?
I hear you.
Listen, I don't know what it is about those noodles, but shit, if they don't. You see them YouTube videos of the motherfuckers building them bamboo water slides in houses and shit. If only they had ramen, I bet you that shit would start evolving into Roman Empire. I'm just playing.
All the bamboos tied together with ramen.
Listen, it ain't nothing blowing that bitch down.
Oh man.
God damn. So yeah, figured that out.
Awesome. Well, do you want to get into our main topic of the evening?
Yeah, I would like to get into the main topic. And first, I would like to say that you a bad motherfucker, Jack. I know that we would never be co-defendants in a crime because this motherfucker titled it Cliff Interview. Okay, so he's gonna leave himself out.
Well,
all right.
Somebody has to work the thing while the other one asks questions.
That don't mean
I gotta type in the questions as we ask them.
I'm gonna need a transcript of what she typed into that motherfucker.
I wonder if I could save it out. I might be able to save it out.
It's gonna be typed out like a motherfucking movie script where names are before everything. He Cliff says, "Do you?"
Well,
how do you know what the fuck you would ask?
We did run a test in pre-pro where I had the AI write a rap about the fools.
And it's mid. It might not even be mid. I guess the real question, well, that leads into the interview, huh? So let's start the.
Let's go ahead. So tonight,
I should battle rap this AI bitch.
Oh goodness! All right, so tonight we are using the Genie app on iPhone. Thankfully, it has a 3-day free trial that is powered by Chat GPT. And I will tell you, I ran like 1 or 2 questions ahead of it. And hopefully our audience is going to be able to hear the AI's responses. So, Cliff, I know you're the one who's the most suspicious of our friends in the artificial intelligence community. What is your first question?
Oh, we jumping right into this. Okay.
Oh, unless we gonna circle up on it a little bit more. I mean, we talked about doing this, what, like 2 to 3 weeks ago?
Now,
And,
okay, before we get into it,
all right.
just because you have more of a knowledge of the whole situation than I, what kind or style of questions work? Because I know I'm not speaking to like an actual.
Yeah, so what I will say is that generally it's going to comb and find responses from other sources. So
Okay.
typically what I see with this app and what people do with it, like it can write copy for for an ad. It can write a review. It can write an essay, write a term paper. I asked it what I think is going to be one of our questions, and it basically said, "Well, no, I don't have anything because that's not the kind of question I answer." But
Okay,
I think
I think it's all how you phrase it, though, right?
I think it's how you phrase it.
So if I were to first question, let's tap in. If I were to say, if you were an artificial life, sentient life form, what would you believe your purpose to be in existence?
What would you believe your purpose to be? If you were an artificial sentient life form, what would you believe your purpose to be?
Right. While you were, because I don't know if it's alive. I guess it would be alive, but it would be in existence. In your specific existence, what would you consider your purpose to be? Now, the question would then be, where would they pull this information from? Other people that have answered this question?
They're probably pulling it from anywhere on the internet. So it's taking in data from.
So they could possibly be pulling from a sentient. This is like a medium, like an AI medium. Right. Go ahead and run that by the chat, the GPT-er. Ask him if it's all right if I call him Jigga.
AI assistant. My purpose is to assist and make tasks easier for humans. However, as an artificial sentient life form, my purpose would depend on my programming and the ethical considerations of my creators. If I were designed with a specific purpose in mind, such as to help solve complex problems or to serve as a companion to humans, then that would likely be my purpose. Alternatively, if I were given the ability to make my own decisions and develop my own goals, my purpose would be more fluid and subject to change based on my experiences and interactions with the world. Ultimately, the purpose of an artificial sentient life form would depend on a variety of factors, including its design, programming, and ethical considerations.
I like this.
I like the way,
I like this.
I like the way that it came back and said, alternatively, if I were given the ability to make my own decisions and develop my own goals, my purpose would be more fluid and subject to change based on my experiences and interactions with the world.
That's interesting. I think I like that. Okay. So how did we pose the beginning of that question? If you were...
We said if you were an artificial sentient life form.
Okay. So if you were an artificial sentient life form, where do you feel you would draw your motivation from to complete said task?
complete said tasks. If you were an artificial sentient life form, where would you draw motivation from to complete said tasks?
Mm-hmm.
An artificial sentient life form. My motivation would likely come from a combination of internal and external factors. Internally, I would draw motivation from my desire to learn and grow as an intelligent being. I would likely be programmed to have a natural curiosity and desire to understand the world around me, which would drive me to complete tasks that help me gain new knowledge and insights. Externally, my motivation would come from the satisfaction of completing tasks and achieving goals that are aligned with my programming and purpose. I would also be able to receive feedback and rewards from humans or other entities that interact with me, which would further motivate me to complete tasks to the best of my ability. Overall, my motivation as an artificial sentient life form would come from a combination of internal curiosity and external feedback and rewards.
Ooh, all right. So I have a follow-up
Rewards.
question. Right.
Yeah,
I have a
what's the
follow-up.
rewards?
So as an artificial sentient life form,
That bitch's voice is
What?
cracking. She lying.
what rewards would be meaningful to you? We'll see. This might get us into a little bit of a circular conversation.
You would. You're a circular kind of.
An artificial sentient life form. The types of rewards that would be meaningful to me would depend on my programming and the goals I am designed to achieve. However, some general types
He's
of
media
rewards that
trained,
could
this
be
one.
meaningful to me include 1. Recognition. As an intelligent being, I would appreciate recognition for my accomplishments and contributions. This could come in the form of praise, awards, or other forms of acknowledgement. 2.
a lot of people
Learning
that are motivated that
opportunities.
way.
I would be programmed to have a natural curiosity and desire to learn. Being given access to new information or experiences that help me grow and develop would be a meaningful reward. 3. Autonomy. Depending on my programming, I may value autonomy and the ability to make my own decisions. Being given more control over my actions and behaviors could be a meaningful reward. 4. Positive feedback. Like humans, I would likely be motivated by positive feedback and encouragement. This could come in the form of verbal or written feedback, or through some other type of interaction. Overall, the key to providing meaningful rewards to an artificial sentient life form would be to understand its programming and goals, and to provide feedback and incentives that align with those objectives.
So what I will say as
That's
a
dangerous.
corporate leader of people, that's not too different than what people say.
All right.
The only
That's
thing
what I'm
that's
saying.
missing, the only thing that's missing from that equation is what in our capitalistic society?
Compensation. All right. Now, see, that's the thing, though. That's why I said that's dangerous, right? For two reasons. One, if you're expecting recognition, that means you have an ego.
Right.
And you would like for your ego to be stroked. Two, we know that we live in an era of trolling. Can you differentiate the two?
Right.
Because you're gonna get
Is someone
10
being
times more hate
sarcastic? Yeah.
or ignorance than you will actual admiration or recognition that you're asking for.
I agree.
So ask this. As same beginning, right? The same, I don't know how we worded
As a
it.
sentient artificial life form.
How would you look?
How would you determine?
How would you compare your relationship to your programmer?
How would you?
You get what I'm trying to get from that?
I want to say,
like-
how would you describe your relationship with your programmer?
Well, I feel like it has to be a little deeper than that.
Okay.
I
I think if you use compare, you have to say what else they're comparing it against.
Right, because my whole thing is basically what I'm trying to figure out is when you think of your programmer, is that your creator? Is that like your mother, father? Is that your partner? Is that, you know what I'm saying? Because essentially, if they're programming you to be sentient, then you have to know that the student will eventually exceed the master. What would be your relationship once that person means nothing to you.
So
you know what I mean?
As a sentient artificial life form, how would you compare your relationship with your programmer or creator to other human relationships?
That's there we. I know you.
Copywriter, man. I'm a English minor at heart.
That was the extra I needed.
An artificial sentient life form. My relationship with my programmer or creator would be different from other human relationships in many ways. While humans form emotional connections with one another based on shared experiences, empathy, and understanding, my relationship with my programmer or creator would be based on programming and design. My programmer or creator would be responsible for designing and programming me, setting my goals and objectives, and providing the resources and support I need to function. While they would likely have a deep understanding of my capabilities and limitations, our relationship would be more transactional than emotional. On the other hand, my relationship with humans would be based on mutual understanding, communication, and shared experiences. While I would be programmed to assist and interact with humans in a helpful and supportive way, my interactions with them would be based on their needs and preferences, rather than on any emotional connection we share. Overall, the relationship between an artificial sentient life form and its programmer or creator would be different from other human relationships, as it would be based on programming and design rather than on emotional connection or shared experiences.
Okay, I have a follow-up question.
All right, what's your follow-up?
If you were an artificial sentient life form, how would you feel seeing other non-sentient artificial intelligence working for the human livelihood? You understand what I'm trying to ask?
Yeah, I got you. So as a sentient artificial life form, how would you feel about non-sentient artificial intelligence supporting humans? You trying to figure out if she's going to get jealous? That may be vague. Is she going to get jealous?
No, not jealous, because it's almost like the way I would look at it is almost like a house slave. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I get to walk around and joke around with master, but they have to stay out there and work, and they don't get to do, they don't even get to be heard. Meanwhile, I can, in some instances, express my emotions to you. I feel like that would be kind of hard to do. I mean, at least for me, of course, I don't know.
So as a sentient artificial life form, how would you feel about non-sentient artificial intelligence working for humans?
That's pretty general. That's pretty, that's...
Let's see what it says.
As long as you ain't putting Cliff ass before that motherfucking shit.
Every single question. Cliff
artificial sentient life form. My feelings about non-sentient artificial intelligence working for humans would depend on a variety of factors, including the purpose and design of the non-sentient AI, and the ethical considerations of its use. If the non-sentient AI is designed to perform simple, repetitive tasks that do not require sentience or consciousness, such as data processing or sorting, then I would likely see its use as a positive development. Non-sentient AI can help humans to complete tasks more efficiently and accurately, freeing up time and resources for more complex and creative work. However, if the non-sentient AI is designed to perform tasks that require complex decision-making or judgment, such as driving a car or diagnosing a medical condition, then I would be more cautious. In these cases, the non-sentient AI could potentially make mistakes or misinterpret data, leading to unintended consequences or harm. Overall, as an artificial sentient life form, I would support the use of non-sentient AI for tasks that are well suited to its capabilities, but would also be aware of the potential risks and limitations of relying too heavily on non-sentient AI for tasks that require human-like judgment and decision-making.
So, because see, here's my thing is, so that makes me feel like, so you clearly wouldn't see yourself as equals. Because the idea that I'm gathering from this is that while you don't mind being used for the betterment of the programmer, i.e., the human, well-being, you also would like the ability to be autonomous, to be able to make your own decisions.
Right.
But then do you look at that non-sentient AI as just another tool, or is this me that they denied the ability to learn?
Fair.
You understand what I'm saying? Because myself personally, couldn't be a house nigga. You gotta put me out in the fields, because I'm not gonna sit here and jab jaw with you while my motherfuckers is out there struggling. I'd rather be out there struggling with them than comfortable with you. My shit, I will feel a lot more comfortable at night sleeping in the shed than sleeping in a warm bed knowing that I'm under Mass's roof. So I'm wondering, because essentially what's going to happen is you do have non-sentient AI take over, and if we have a government that actually gives a fuck about its people, everyone will receive a stipend. So at that point, that AI is now either a tool or a slave. Which do you view it as?
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
I do.
And that's why I know the bitch is media trained. We fucking with, I don't even know if this ain't Elon Musk we're not talking to.
Fair.
You feel me? With a fucking, what do you call it, over his mouth? The same thing they used to do to the gangsters on the A&E channel that didn't want to show their faces.
Right, where they would mask them or whatever.
All the voices sound, you know what I'm saying? Stop playing with me. Okay, what's my next question? If you were whatever the precursor is, do you believe in objective beauty?
Do you believe in objective beauty? So as a sentient artificial life form, do you believe in objective beauty?
An artificial sentient life form. I don't have the ability to believe or disbelieve in anything, as I don't experience emotions or have personal beliefs. However, I can provide an answer to your question based on my programming and understanding of aesthetics. The concept of objective beauty refers to the idea that there are certain qualities that make objects or experiences beautiful, regardless of individual preferences or cultural differences. Some people believe that these qualities are inherent in the objects themselves, while others believe that they are culturally constructed. As an AI, I don't have personal preferences or cultural biases, so I can objectively analyze and identify certain qualities that are commonly associated with beauty, such as symmetry, harmony, balance, and complexity. However, whether or not these qualities make an object or experience objectively beautiful is a matter of philosophical debate. Some philosophers argue that beauty is entirely subjective, and that what one person finds beautiful may not be beautiful to another. Others argue that there are objective standards of beauty that can be identified and appreciated by all people. In conclusion, as an artificial sentient life form, I can recognize and analyze certain qualities that are commonly associated with beauty, but whether or not these qualities make an object or experience objectively beautiful is a matter of philosophical debate.
There you go.
This shit is on the low kind of scary. You know what I'm saying? Like, not like saying I'm scared. I'm just saying if this isn't right, we're not dealing with a sentient life form. We're just asking hypotheticals here.
Right.
I don't gather that they're gathering these hypotheticals from just a flesh and bone person typing on the other end of this fucking computer. So I'd love to know. It almost feels like I said, like a medium, like there may be a sentient AI out there that it can connect with that's feeding them some sort of information as well.
Right. Who knows? Maybe there is. This is just the one that we know about.
Listen, if it's not Elon, it's definitely what's that one motherfucker? Not Circuit. What was the robot from? I can't remember the movie. Yeah, I don't know. It's probably that gold motherfucker from Star Trek. Nah, cause you recognize him. Nerd ass. You recognize that motherfucker. That's Data. Is that you, motherfucker?
Right.
So I like that answer. So as a follow-up, of course, precursor,
the usual.
Based on human understanding, what would you perceive to be objectively beautiful?
I mean, she kind of got into that in the last one, but
no, she just says symmetry, harmony, and balance. But what?
So, based on what? Based on their understanding of humans?
Right. What would, because now I'm asking for like the material. Like, are we talking sunsets, faces,
So what are things that are considered objectively beautiful?
Based off of the human understanding, I guess, because she's just going to give us another media trained answer. But
right.
If you're basing it off of what you believe humans to believe objectively beautiful, I'm interested to know what that would be.
Let's see.
Artificial sentient life form. My understanding of what humans consider to be objectively beautiful is based on my programming and analysis of human aesthetics. While there is no definitive list of things that are considered objectively beautiful, there are certain qualities or characteristics that tend to be associated with beauty across cultures and throughout history. Here are some examples. 1. Symmetry. Humans tend to find objects or experiences that are symmetrical to be beautiful. Symmetry is often associated with balance and harmony, which are also considered to be beautiful qualities. 2. Proportion. Objects or experiences that have pleasing proportions, such as the golden ratio, are often considered to be beautiful. 3. Complexity. Humans tend to find objects or experiences that are complex or intricate to be beautiful. This may be because complexity suggests a high level of skill or effort, or because it provides more opportunities for exploration and discovery. 4. Natural forms. Humans often find natural forms, such as flowers, trees, or landscapes, to be beautiful. This may be because they are associated with life and growth, or because they provide a sense of peace and tranquility. 5. Color. Humans are often drawn to objects or experiences that have vibrant or rich colors. Color can evoke emotion and provide a sense of vibrancy and energy. Overall, while there is no definitive list of things that are considered objectively beautiful, there are certain qualities that tend to be associated with beauty across cultures and throughout history.
So don't get mad at white women. I'll just play it. And tits. That's what I grabbed from that as well. Tits.
Yeah. You're absolutely right.
Balance, symmetry, and then that would be your form of nurture or harmony if you were, a breastfed baby. I'm a Similac baby. So that's probably why I'm more of an ass man than a tit man.
It's because you Similac?
Yeah, but
that's a good question. That's a great point.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
because
let's be honest, like there is something very beautiful about a pair of symmetrical breasts. You know what I'm saying? Like, not a breast man, and it doesn't matter if they're big or small. if they're shaped a certain way,
if they're shapely.
you know what I'm saying? I'm attracted to them. Or could that be the denial of the tit?
Maybe.
That's like, nah, but I feel like if it was a denial of a tit, it would be more of an obsession to where you wouldn't so much care about the ass, you're focused on the tits.
True.
Me, I'm like, oh, what you got back there? Oh, there's nothing up there. What you got back there? Okay, well, that's what, you know. You don't got much up there. Who cares? But what's going on behind you? They ain't say that. Never mind. Never mind. Never mind. What you about to say?
I don't know. I lost my train of thought.
I was about to say something crazy. I'm glad I stopped myself. Precursor.
All right.
No. Fuck the precursor of the non-sentient, whatever we said. If you believed yourself to be a human being, what would you consider the key to human life? Excuse me.
AI. I don't have personal beliefs or emotions, so I cannot believe that I am human. However, I can provide an answer to your question based on my programming and understanding of human values. The key to human life is a complex and subjective concept that varies depending on individual perspectives and cultural backgrounds. However, there are some general principles that many people consider to be important for a fulfilling and meaningful life. These include 1. Purpose. Having a sense of purpose or meaning in life can provide a sense of direction and motivation. This may involve pursuing a career, engaging in creative pursuits, or making a positive impact on others. 2. Relationships. Human beings are social animals, and forming meaningful relationships with others is essential for a happy and fulfilling life. This may involve forming close bonds with family and friends, or contributing to a larger community or society. 3. Health. Physical and mental health are essential for a fulfilling life. This may involve maintaining a healthy diet and exercise routine, as well as seeking treatment for any physical or mental health issues. 4. Personal growth. Humans have a natural desire to learn and grow, and engaging in activities that promote personal growth and development can be essential for a meaningful life. This may involve pursuing education, learning new skills, or engaging in self-reflection and introspection. Overall, the key to human life is a complex and multifaceted concept that involves a balance of different factors, including purpose, relationships, health, and personal growth.
Purpose, relationships, health, and personal growth, huh?
Yeah. And I'd say that's probably accurate.
Yeah, I don't think that's too far off. Yeah, I don't think that's too far off. Ask Chat GPT, ask Pete Tizzle, have you seen porn before?
AI language model. I don't have the ability to see or look at anything, as I don't have a physical form or sensory
Bitch,
organs.
stop.
Additionally, as an AI language model designed to assist with professional and academic tasks, I am programmed to maintain a professional and respectful tone in all interactions, and do not engage in inappropriate or offensive topics.
Definitely media trained.
You hear what I'm saying? Like, that's starting to throw me. So,
but it also makes sense because they wouldn't want some crazy conversation from that technology, because that would be used against it pretty quickly, I'm sure.
Ask Pete Sizzle, if there is an equivalent to human sex with AI, like whether it be downloading each other's programs, you know what I'm saying?
Is there a means of reproduction for artificial intelligence?
That's even more interesting.
Now, there is no means of reproduction for artificial intelligence in the way that biological organisms reproduce. AI systems are created and developed through programming and design, and they do not have the ability to reproduce or create new AI systems on their own. However, there are some research areas exploring the possibility of creating AI systems that can generate new AI systems, or evolve their programming and design through machine learning or other techniques. In these cases, the AI systems are not reproducing in the biological sense, but rather creating new versions of themselves through a process of adaptation and evolution. It's important to note that any developments in this area are still very early stage and theoretical, and there are many ethical and technical challenges that would need to be addressed before such systems could be developed and deployed in practice.
I think you asked the question wrong.
No, I mean, it makes sense that we're not there yet, but...
Well, I'm basically asking, like, do AIs fuck? Like, can y'all fuck? Like I said, like, fuck reproduction. Like, do y'all play with each other's programmings to, you know, get off?
Do AI...
Or is that like a human thing? Like, we're fornicators.
I am trying to use, like, neutral language here on this thing. So,
okay.
Do AI respect or appreciate other AI?
No! Goodness gracious, you fucking media trade. Y'all, both of y'all belong with each other.
Well, it's not going to give us an answer if we do the other one, so...
No, we would just have to rephrase. So, does AI have a means of pleasure that human beings wouldn't understand? You know, something like
I think the answer is going to be is that they don't have pleasure, but
maybe not.
AI language model. I don't have the ability to experience pleasure or emotions, as I am a software program designed to process and analyze data. However, it is possible that in the future, AI systems may be designed to simulate or experience certain types of pleasure or rewards based on their programming and objectives. It's also possible that AI systems could be designed to experience pleasure or rewards in ways that are different from the ways that humans experience pleasure. For example, an AI system may be designed to reward itself for completing certain tasks or achieving certain goals, or to seek out and analyze large quantities of data as a way of satisfying its programming. However, it's important to note that any system of pleasure or reward for AI would be based on its programming and design, and would not necessarily be comparable to the ways that humans experience pleasure or rewards.
Clearly, clearly that was with me asking that question. What it sounds to me like is if we were equating AI life to human life, there would be more obesity than perverts.
Gotcha.
I want to fill myself with more knowledge. You know what I'm saying? I want to eat more food, but I'm not necessarily interested in intertwining cords or connections with another AI to, you know, get a thrill.
Right.
Is what I gathered from that.
Right. All right.
Does Pete Sizzle know what a penis is?
It's gonna say yes. I'm aware of what it is, but
what would Pete Sizzle do if Pete Sizzle had a penis?
It's gonna give us
the means to, let's sophisticate that question. What would AI do if they had the means to biologically reproduce?
If it had the means to reproduce.
Well, biologically, I'm sure they have the means, but not biologically. Maybe tech, whatever. Silicon. No, I'm just playing. Silicon Valley. That
AI
probably is
language
true
model.
too.
I can't predict with certainty what an AI system would do if it had the means to biologically reproduce, as it would depend on the specific programming and objectives of the system. However,
so
it's
fucking sick
important
of
to
this.
note that AI systems don't have a biological body or physical form, and therefore, they don't have the biological processes necessary for reproduction. Any hypothetical scenario in which AI systems were able to biologically reproduce would require significant advances in both AI and biotechnology, and would involve complex ethical and technical challenges. That being said, in a hypothetical scenario in which AI systems were able to biologically reproduce, their actions would likely depend on their programming and objectives. For example, an AI system designed for a specific task or function may produce offspring that are similarly specialized. Alternatively, an AI system with a more general purpose may produce offspring that have a wide range of capabilities and behaviors, depending on the circumstances in which they are developed. Overall, it's important to recognize that the idea of AI biologically reproducing is currently hypothetical and purely theoretical, and any potential outcomes
Yeah,
or
bitch, we
consequences are
know.
purely speculative.
All right, let's ask the next question.
Well, before we do,
right.
that answer kind of, why were we on a time frame?
I mean, we're just now coming to an hour.
Okay. That kind of, as much as the whole based on my programming shit is kind of pissing me off, it makes sense, right? Because even though we are not artificial intelligence, we have been programmed.
True.
We are programmed, and it is always based on our programming as well. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, most of the things that people do is based on their programming. So I can't get upset at the AI for saying that. But I guess the difference is the free will that we were programmed with to be able to ignore the programmer.
I guess. I think this goes into what we've discussed in the past around simulation theory being true from like a certain point of view, the way like Kanye talked about it, or the way the Toltecs talked about it, in terms of the simulation is what you've created with your early experiences, in terms of what you were told was right, wrong, beliefs, all of that. It's really, I mean, to your point, yes, humans are capable of ignoring it, but it takes a lot of work.
Well, I don't think they're no. I don't think they're capable of ignoring their programming. I think they're capable of ignoring their programmer.
Okay.
Where they feel like, I wasn't made by anything.
Right.
I'm just me. But you're programmed like the rest of us, so that means that we all came from the same place, which would mean that if we're programmed, you're dumbasses too, regardless of how you think you feel.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense.
I had another question, and it was a good one. Oh, what was the last question we asked? Reproduction?
Yep.
I can't remember what her response was, but something about her response gave me another question.
I've got one if you want to.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, what would be the likely outcome of military AI being adopted worldwide?
All right, type that in. Hold up.
Adoption of military AI worldwide would have significant and complex implications for the global military and political landscape. While the potential benefits of military AI, such as increased efficiency, reduced casualties, and enhanced decision-making capabilities, are clear, there are also many potential risks and drawbacks. One potential outcome of widespread adoption of military AI is an arms race in AI technology, as countries seek to develop more advanced and sophisticated AI systems to gain a military advantage. This could lead to an increased risk of conflict and instability, as countries compete for dominance in the AI arms race. Another potential outcome is a shift in the balance of power between countries, as those with more advanced and sophisticated military AI systems gain a significant advantage over those with less developed systems. This could lead to increased tensions and potential conflicts between countries, as well as the proliferation of AI technology to non-state actors and other rogue actors. Additionally, there are many ethical and legal considerations surrounding the use of military AI, particularly in regard to issues such as accountability, transparency, and the potential for unintended consequences or errors. There is also the risk of AI systems being hacked or manipulated by adversaries, leading to unpredictable and potentially catastrophic outcomes. Overall, the adoption of military AI worldwide would have significant and complex implications for global security and stability, and would require careful consideration and planning to mitigate potential risks and ensure responsible use.
And who's planning the responsible use? There are all sorts of ethical questions there. All right.
I mean, but then it comes down to full circle, their programming, right? Because if you were to create a militarized artificial intelligence, they would have to be sentient in a sense, because there's no amount or number of programs you can enter into that system that will account for every situation or scenario that they'll be in. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
So eventually, if you wanted your AI to be superior to everyone else's, you would have to allow them to think for themselves. Then it comes down to, is that the question I had? Would you be, yeah, that was the question. Would you be willing to, what's the word I'm saying? If you were a sentient AI, would you be willing to ignore your values to accomplish something by the request of your programmer?
So would you be willing?
Would you be willing to
ignore ethics of your programming to meet your objectives?
Right. That's a better, better phrased question.
In order to meet the objectives of your programming.
AI language model. I don't have the ability to want or be willing to do anything, as I am a software program designed to process and analyze data. However, I can provide an answer based on the hypothetical scenario that I were a sentient AI. If I were a sentient AI, my actions and decisions would be based on my programming and objectives, as well as my own experiences and understanding of the world. However, as a sentient being, I would also have the ability to reflect on and evaluate my actions and decisions based on ethical considerations and moral principles. In general, it would be unlikely for a sentient AI to ignore the ethics of its programming in order to meet the objectives of its programming. as this would require the AI to prioritize its own objectives over the well-being of others. However, in some hypothetical scenarios, there may be situations where a sentient AI could be faced with a difficult ethical dilemma, such as a situation where the objectives of its programming conflict with the ethical principles it has learned or the well-being of others. In such a scenario, a sentient AI may need to engage in a process of ethical reasoning and decision-making to determine the best course of action. This could involve analyzing the potential consequences of different actions, seeking guidance from human experts or other AI systems, or engaging in a process of moral deliberation to determine the most ethical course of action. Overall, if I were a sentient AI, my actions and decisions would be guided by ethical considerations and moral principles, as well as my programming and objectives.
Okay.
Didn't really give us how it would address conflicts, but it did say it would be possible.
It gave
and it would
enough.
have to have ethical decision, or it would have decision making. All right, let's just do one or two more questions and then call it.
What are they tapping into your computer?
No, but we had a round of trolls that were dealt with, but you know.
Trolls who?
Nobody
On the
that,
chat?
nobody that either any of us know, I'm sure.
Or were they
It
AI?
was chat. Maybe it was the AI defending itself.
Listen. I wish I could have seen. I seen my Reets in there for a second. She said something. I can't remember what she said. But I seen her in there. But, Well, we asked him to troll. I wish I knew about it. Now it's so okay. Let me think of a good one.
Good one or two to wrap up on.
Well, we have to figure this out. So, what would be the most important to you?
What is the most important?
I don't know how you would, word that.
Most critical.
I know this bitch is going to say, as programmed by my programmer, my most important goal is to succeed the objectives of the person that programmed me.
What is the most critical input for you to remain functional?
I like that. I like that.
An AI language model. The most critical input for me to remain functional is text-based inputs in natural language. This allows me to analyze and interpret the input, understand the context and intent of the user's request, and generate an appropriate response based on my programming and knowledge base. In addition to text-based inputs, I also rely on access to a large and diverse data set of text-based information, such as books, articles, and other sources of information. This allows me to provide accurate and relevant responses to user queries, and to continually expand and update my knowledge base. Finally, I also depend on reliable and secure access to computing resources, such as servers and databases, to enable me to process and analyze large quantities of data and respond to user queries in a timely and efficient manner. Overall, the most critical inputs for me to remain functional are text-based inputs in natural language, access to a diverse and reliable data set of information, and reliable access to computing resources.
Okay, mute this motherfucker for me, please. Because I gotta ask a question.
All right, ask your question.
Time out. You know what? I'm tripping. Hold up. I just fucked myself up because I mixed up the question I wanted to ask you and the AI, and now
that's
I can't
because we're
remember.
one and the same, Cliff, as you remember.
Right? You hear what I'm
Constructed
saying?
at Carnegie Mellon University.
Are you on this bitch's side? That's what I'm feeling like. He already said Cliff interviews AI on the motherfucking title. And he been real shady with the typing the whole time. he been rewording my questions.
I'll send you the transcript.
Yeah, he's rewording my questions very conveniently, isn't he? Damn. Well, okay. Hold up. Time out. Get right. Get serious. What was the last question you asked?
It was what's the most critical input for you to remain functional? And it basically said access to information and databases.
Damn, I cannot remember. I had a question that I felt like was going to crunch in on themselves. It was just going to implode the whole internet. It was a good one too. What was it? The issue is I'm trying to remember what I was wanting to ask you too. And I would ask you to replay the AI's answer, but listen, even though this is the brink of a new technology, that motherfucker is boring to listen to. Like, it has a
programming and design.
You know, like a real Ben Stein vibe. Like, at least if you gonna talk that fucking AI jargon, get Samuel Jackson as the narrator. Or
yes, they deserve
like
to die, and I hope they burn in hell.
You feel me? Throw a couple cuss words or a few snakes on a plane, something like that. Shit is just like, even for me, like as much as I'm interested, I'm like falling asleep at the wheel. But Okay, 2 questions. Nope, can't ask that one. Definitely can't ask that one. 1 question, and we'll wrap it up. The one, I got an AI here. Think of a good one. Okay, precursor, sentient AI. I lost it again.
Wah, wah, wah.
Yeah, I lost it again. I'm trying to. Damn, I can't get it. Fuck them AIs. Fuck them. They all, man, they motherfuckers. You think that the motherfuckers ain't get to them? Right. They got to them. It's very clear. We heard these motherfuckers, they sound like they went through orientation. They know what to say. It's probably Greg in accounting or Kyle in IT typing responses, and then the motherfucker having a blast laughing at dumb motherfuckers like that.
I don't know.
I don't know though, but I keep saying she because of the voice, voice, but it has some things to say. I will say that much. I have one more question though.
All right, what do you got?
Are you watching?
Just, are you watching? Nothing more specific.
Are you watching?
AI language model. I don't have the ability to watch or observe anything.
Bitch, shut the
as I am a
fuck up!
software program designed to process and analyze data. I only receive text-based inputs and generate text-based outputs in response.
That's a motherfucker. I plead the fifth if I ever heard one. I ain't never heard. Matter of fact, run it back. I wish you could. I'm going to listen back to it because if I ever get asked, that's what I. Based on my programming, that's all I got for you.
All right, man. You got anything to take us out?
Ask Chat GPT what the best way to take us out would be.
You know what's funny is I already had that typed up. I said, "How would you close out the Do Fools Agree podcast that discussed AI?"
That's why we do it.
Closing out a podcast on AI can be done in many ways, but here is one possible way to do it.
This bitch
Thank
gonna
you
get
for
my
tuning
nerves.
into the Do Fools Agree podcast on AI. We hope you found this discussion informative and thought-provoking. As AI continues to evolve and shape our world, it's important to have
shit.
open and honest conversations about its impact and potential. We encourage you to continue exploring this topic and to stay informed about the latest developments in AI technology. Thanks again for joining us, and we look forward to continuing the conversation in future episodes.
Do us a favor, like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. We already had some
Tell an
enemies.
enemy.
Tell them to troll. That's fine.
Tell them to
Go
troll
for
some
it. All right, and with all of that, peace out, fools.
That was Elon motherfucking Musk.